where I said, "Are you a school teacher?" And she got very insulted, and she said, "No, I'm not a school teacher." Because she was following me around. She's very detail oriented. She was on me the whole time I was checking out her house. I'm not a school teacher. She got very insulted. And she said, I said, "What'd you do for a living?" She said, "I was a librarian." Oh, well, come on. Come on. I was close enough.
Right.
Same thing.
Same thing. Same thing in the grand scheme
How
of things.
dare you insinuate anything else?
For you to get elected and be a gay black mayor, you must have been really popular. Because I would think that would work against you in some ways, but on the one hand, but on the other hand, and not to minimize it, I don't think it's a thing anymore.
Well, first off, I appreciate your progressiveness and optimism in that regard. but I can pretty much unequivocally say that it was definitely something that worked against me. I mean, I would be lying if I said that there weren't people on the campaign trail who said, like, either they just don't care or that's really cool. Like, that would be really cool if you got elected. But there were definitely others who felt otherwise.
I don't care.
And I appreciate
it's the ability to do the job. It's kind of like...
It should be irrelevant.
And I used the example the other day. It's like telling somebody, you've got electric windows in your car. It ain't a thing. It ain't a thing.
Who cares, right?
It ain't a thing.
It doesn't affect the job. It doesn't have any bearing on the job. So
exactly.
Right. And as far as I just don't want to know about what anybody does intimately, no matter who they are in the entire world, with the exception of maybe 4 people, Linda Carter, a couple other people. But other than that, and I don't know why it's made into a thing, because, and I got to commend you because you owned it. You owned it. You didn't. I know people that are in similar positions to you that don't own it. And they, I think it's better to own it than to leave it out there and people speculate. You know,
I agree. And you know what? I'll tell you. Well, I mean, first off, I appreciate that, but no, I'm not scared. And I find it a lot easier for people because you know what I find is when you're talking to people and when you're dealing with people, when you're knocking on a door in and out, it's okay to get the message across. I'm running for mayor. Appreciate it. Hope you'll support me. See you later. But when you're having, sometimes people invite you in. They really want to see what you're about. They really want to talk to you. Those are the people who I feel like, let me just tell them, because sometimes what they do is they start like fishing to try to figure it out.
Yeah, it'll be like
they'll ask, so are you married? No.
Yeah.
Do you have a girlfriend?
Yeah.
No. Do you have kids? Why don't you have a girlfriend?
Yeah. They keep pushing around.
Right.
do they really do that?
Oh, absolutely. Or sometimes like
ridiculous.
Because I'm on like, I volunteer for the Little League, Lions Club. I mean, I volunteer my life to Bridgeport. And I tell you, some of the groups, all great people. But sometimes, like, if there will be an event, they'll say to me, they'll be like, Mark, I want you to know, you can bring a guest. And you can bring a guest of any kind. And I can, and it's, obviously I raise an eyebrow, but I can appreciate it because it's like they go out their way to say, you're just like us, and it's okay.
Well, I think sometimes people are when they're trying to be open, they don't know how to do it and be supportive, and they will do it in such horribly awkward ways. Like for some reason, people seem to think that when a situation is awkward, that the solution is to re-explain everything louder. Or ask questions louder because loudness solves everything.
Yeah. Right.
You can bring whoever you want, whatever it's okay.
No judgment. We're not judging.
We're not judging you. We're the same.
Exactly. I see people do it all the time. Like when we'll have events and people say somebody doesn't speak English very well. Like instead of just like, we
just yell at them in English.
You just yell at them in English.
Can you understand me?
Right, exactly.
Like, yeah, you don't just get louder. You said you went door to door. I got to ask the question that came up last week.
Oh, no.
Oh, Lord.
What percentage of the constituents answer the door in their underwear? Because that is a population.
Oh, absolutely. But not... absolutely. But not, I'll tell
Shamelessly.
you... That changes the game. Shamelessly? Very little. Very, very, very few
5%?
people.
Because we're cruising at 5% around.
Maybe 3 to 5.
Okay.
3 to 5 shamelessly. 5 to 15, period. Like, a lot of people answer the door in their underwear and they got the door half open and, you know, they're kind of kicking you with that. Make it quick because I don't have any clothes on. But sometimes...
Why are you answering the door naked?
Right. Yell out the window like everybody else.
Yeah.
Or just yell out the window, hey, I'm naked!
Exactly. Like, that's fine.
Get out of here!
This is an ad for a Ring doorbell.
Oh, jeez.
It said, answer your doorbell naked. Who wants to lean down naked?
Right. But you definitely do get the shameless folk who just straight open up the door, nothing but drawers on. Like, okay, I'm going to pretend like this is normal. That's fine. If you're comfortable, I'm comfortable.
That 3 to 5%, how's it split between boxers and tighty whities?
All boxers.
Bridgeport is a boxer community.
It's a boxer community.
Okay.
Not a lot of, at least if they're wearing tighty whities, they're underneath pants.
Okay.
So I can't tell.
So this is the kind of demographic, hard-hitting facts that we get that other people don't get. We know about
the relevant statistics.
That's right.
We break it down
all the
here.
Important facts.
Right.
All the important facts.
Boxer owners are more confident.
Very true.
And I guess just like the Noridans, no occurrences of banana hammocks.
No, not that I've seen.
That's good.
Not that I've seen.
We all feel a little safer knowing that.
Yes.
We all feel a little safer knowing that. I don't understand that, and I see that in people's houses where I understand you're at home and you're comfortable. But when you open that door, you're opening a line. And you got to be socially presentable, you know, and you can't be in the midst of whatever you got going on.
Right. One would think.
Yeah. Don't be ready to deal with the public, you know, instead of coming there with stuff. And I've had people, and you just strain to make eye contact. You just staring at them unblinkingly. I remember a person, and we were doing some paperwork, and he dropped the pencil, and I was like, oh God. Oh God.
How is this gonna go?
Yeah, I don't want to pick it up. I don't think that's the answer. And if he picks it up, maybe if I just close my eyes and count to 10 and open it back up.
It'll all be done.
Yeah, but I didn't want to close my eyes either because then I'd be somewhere in the police station explaining things. Why'd you close your eyes? Well, I thought it was the best thing to do.
You're right. I couldn't think of anything else.
But the
didn't want to go blind.
Yeah, that's it's funny because Mike Altieri said the same thing about people coming. There's a percentage of the population who are just far more confident than the rest of us, or something, or less in touch, or something.
I had one guy open the door in his underwear, full door, open wide, no screen, no nothing.
Eating a burrito.
Eating a burrito. And it got kind of weird because, like I said, usually when they open the door in their underwear, they're pretty quick. You know, they're pretty like, okay, I got what you're, all right, I'm going to go back to what. And he was just so comfortable with it. I'm like, do I ask to come in? Like,
no.
Do I ask him to come out?
Whoa.
Do I strip down to my underwear to not make this weird?
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, you're considering too many options there. In an underwear scenario, you leave a pamphlet and you go away.
Yeah.
Okay, he doesn't come out, you don't go in.
Run.
Yeah.
Here's what I have to say. Please vote. See you later.
Yeah, vote for me. I'm a boxer guy myself. Vote for me. Thank you. You know, and
we
you
gotta
run away.
stick together.
Yeah. So what's been the most fun part of the job? You talked about being minor celebrity or whatever.
Yeah, and you know that's certainly been fun. Is, you know, just people reaching out like, oh, that's super cool. Like, you know, you're a mayor. That you know, it makes you feel really special, and that I can certainly appreciate. That's been fun, and just being in the police department has been super fun as well. It's fascinating. I'll tell you, I never had any aspirations whatsoever to be a police officer until this job. I don't know that I want to be yet, but I can say though I have a new appreciation for the work that they do, and to be there behind the scenes and to see like it's fascinating.
The how busy, how many calls do they get in a year about?
You know, I don't
ballpark.
I don't know the answer to that. I apologize. I simply don't know the answer to that. A year, I just don't know. But
it's got to be 1,000 or something. It's got to be. I mean,
I would think more than that if I'm honest. I mean, because they get several calls a day.
Well, in the small towns, you get nuisance calls.
A lot of nuisance accidents, like I said, domestic. It's a lot of that. Yeah, it's a lot of that for sure.
Do you as acting police chief review the data for trends?
I will. I haven't had the
defense. The old I will clean my room. I will review the data.
I'll clean my room. No, only because I haven't had the job long enough to need it to do. I haven't had the job long enough to do that. I mean, I've only been mayor for like 3 weeks now, but that's certainly something that I expect the incoming chief to do. So if we don't have a chief by next month, I will be doing it for sure.
How long will that have you in as chief?
Until council picks somebody, which, judging by the political climate in the street and everything, and just, you know, being in that back room, I expect them to make a selection probably within the next week or two. I think one will come relatively soon, which is what I'm hoping. But
you see any deadlock scenario where you get stuck with police chief / mayor, and then the fire chief falls in a hole and
I'll tell you, no.
Pretty soon you run the whole place on your own.
Right.
Yeah.
They wouldn't like that very much.
I got all the hats on. Someone raised the doorway.
Are you driving the police chief's car?
Oh, no. And our police chief doesn't have a specific vehicle, but no, I wish. I would much rather drive that police chief's car than my own car with the hood all popped up.
A week and a half. Oh. I was waiting for you to say since yesterday. The other day you said, I've been driving around like that for a week and a half.
No, you saved me. You don't know.
A week and a half. If you had a magic wand or a blank check, what would you do to make Bridgeport shine?
Put a mixed use. It would have some residential. It would have a dog park. It would have a bunch of different businesses and coffee shops and places to get burgers at a very high price along the waterfront. And along that waterfront would be the mayor's mansion where I would stay.
The Bridgeport Mayor's Mansion. So you're just mentally playing Sim City for Bridgeport. The Mayor's Mansion. With his heliport and his yacht.
Yes. A long runway for my private jet, of course.
Yeah. Or one of those pontoon planes. You can land right on the river.
But the waterfront would definitely be my magic wand move, because I think that is the key to Bridgeport kind of exploding, if you will.
That's true with any of those towns. It's right. It's you can have just, even if people can, I see the manual, they're building up higher so you could see the water. Long as you could see the water. And these are people that don't go outside anyway, you know, but they got to have the option to see the water.
More water.
And see, I don't like, personally, I like watching the Expressway. I love watching the Expressway. It's because I like looking and seeing people stuck in traffic and knowing I am not in the middle of that mess and cherishing the fact that I'm not dealing with traffic. I had a job years ago where there was a turn and people would get backed up for traffic, and it always frustrated me because whenever possible, I tried to make my hours so they weren't 9 to 5. It's always frustrated me that the majority of the world works the same exact hours. It doesn't make sense to have everybody on the road at the same time.
Yeah,
it's
seriously.
kind of annoying.
So annoying.
Because if you want to go to the dentist or get your car repaired or anything, you have to take time off.
Yeah.
If it
It's normal business hours, which is, screw you people who work at a normal business.
Right.
You can't make it there.
You will use vacation time to come here. You will.
Yeah, exactly. And it makes us...
and we'll make sure.
That's sufficient. Like I usually, 9 to 5, I say, can we do 11 to 7?